Nobody in the village of Ijoba dared to enter the heart of the forest. People said that spirits lived there. But one night, under the red moon, a baby girl with glowing braids was born. Her hair shimmered like morning dew, and her cries sounded like music. Mama Oje, the wicked forest witch, appeared from the shadows, snatched the baby, and vanished. No one could stop her. Hidden deep inside the forest, inside the hollow of a giant baobab, the girl grew. Her name was Adeze. Mama Oje told her that the world was that if she ever left the tree, she would turn to stone. Adeze believed her, but every evening she sang to the moon. Her voice floated beyond the forest, past rivers and hills, until it reached the ears of a young hunter named Ebuka. Ebuka was no ordinary hunter. He could track animals just by sniffing the wind. Nothing prepared him for the voice he heard while chasing a deer. The sound was soft and sweet, like a lullaby from heaven. Ebuka stopped. The deer escaped, but he didn't care. He had to find the source of that voice. He followed the sound for hours, cutting through thick bushes and jumping over roots until he saw it, older than time itself. The singing was coming from inside, confused and curious. He circled the tree and found no entrance, but he saw something, a thick, golden braid hanging from one of the branches. He tugged gently, it moved. "Who's there?" a soft voice called from above. Ebuka's heart jumped. "My name is Ebuka. I heard you singing. Who are you?" "I am Adeze," the voice said. "I've never spoken to anyone before." From that moment, both their lives changed forever. Every evening, Ebuka returned. He brought Adeze roasted plantain, chin-chin, and tales from the village. She laughed like the wind, and she looked forward to their talks more than food. One day, Adeze let down her braids so she could climb up. As soon as Ebuka touched the braid, a strange warmth flowed through him. His old wounds healed. His tired body felt new. "Your hair, it's magical," he whispered. Adeze nodded. "Mama Oje says it's the power of the spirit." But Mama Oje was watching from the shadows. Her red eyes burned with anger. If Adeze ever left that tree, she would lose her power, and Mama Oje couldn't let that happen, not after hiding her for 16 years. That night, she whispered into the winds, calling on dark forces. "The hunter must not return," she hissed. Ebuka came back the next morning, but as he stepped into the forest, the air grew cold, leaves whispered warnings, and shadows danced around him. Still, he pushed forward. He had to see Adeze. At the tree, Adeze smiled brightly and let down her braid. But she noticed something strange. "Ebuka, your arm, it's scratched." "Yes," he replied. "A black monkey jumped at me. It vanished before I could blink." Adeze froze. "That's Mama Oje's spy." They sat inside the baobab tree and talked. Ebuka told her about the world beyond markets, full of jollof rice, football fields, and music festivals. Adeze's eyes sparkled. "I want to see it," she whispered. "But the course, what if she lied?" Adeze asked. Just then, thunder clapped and the tree shook. Mama Ojo's voice echoed through the bark. "You are mine, Adeze. You will never leave." Adeze and Ebuka held hands tightly. It was time to plan an escape. Adeze and Ebuka began meeting secretly every night to plan their escape. They decided to wait until the full moon, when Mama Oje was weakest. "We will climb down and run towards the river," Ebuka said. "My uncle's canoe will take us across to my village." "But what if she follows?" Adeze asked. "We will make a trap." Ebuka smiled. "A hunter's trap." Adeze had never left the tree, but her heart raced with excitement. Braided ropes from her magical hair and created glowing vines. Ebuka used his knife to carve wooden spikes and dig a pit. The night before the full moon, Mama Oje came to the tree. "My child, do you love me?" she asked, stroking Adeze's hair. "Yes, Mama," Adeze replied, trembling. "Then you will never leave me," Mama Oje said, her eyes turning red. Adeze nodded, but her heart was already running far away. The full moon lit the forest like daylight. Fireflies danced in the air as Adeze let down her braid. Ebuka climbed up quickly, holding his breath. "Ready?" he asked. She nodded. "Yes." She tied the glowing braid to a branch and swung down, her feet touching the ground for the first time. "It feels real," she whispered. They ran, dodging trees and ducking under vines. But just before they reached the river, the ground cracked. Mama Oje appeared in front of them, floating with fire in her eyes. "Traitors!" she screamed. "You think you can run?" Ebuka stood in front of Adeze. "Leave her alone." Mama Oje raised her hand and black smoke curled around them. But Adeze lifted her braid and it glowed like the sun. The smoke vanished. Mama Oje hissed and flew into the sky. "Run!" Ebuka shouted. They raced to the river. As they reached the river bank, Ebuka looked behind. Mama Oje was coming fast, her cloak turning into wings. "Now!" he yelled. Adeze dropped the glowing braid into the pit they had dug earlier. The light confused Mama Oje. She swooped down and fell right into the trap. The wooden spikes trapped her cloak. She screamed and tried to rise, but the magic vines held her tight. Ebuka grabbed Adeze's hand and jumped into the canoe. The current was pulling them towards safety. "I'm free," Adeze whispered, tears running down her face. But as she reached the other side, the river roared. A shadow rose from the water. Mama Oje had sent her final curse. The river turned dark. Waves slapped the boat. A giant fish with red eyes leaped from the water. "She sent me," it growled. Adeze held her braid. "I can't stop it," she said. She dipped her braid into water. Light spread through the river. The fish screamed and vanished in bubbles. The water calmed. Ebuka hugged Adeze. "We are stronger than her." "But she's not finished," Adeze said, looking at the sky. "She will come again." In the village, Ebuka's mother welcomed Adeze like a daughter. She tasted jollof rice for the first time and smiled wild. But she never let go of her braid, not even once. One night, Adeze dreamed that her feet were turning into stone. She woke up screaming. "It's the curse," she said. "Mama Oje is trying again." Ebuka called the village herbalist, Baba Tayo. He looked at her feet and said, "Only a drop of her true tears can break the last part of the curse." "My tears?" Adeze asked. "Not just any tears," Baba Tayo replied. "Tears of love and courage." Adeze knew what she had to do. She had to face Mama Oje one last time. Adeze returned to the forest alone. The baobab tree stood silent. "Mama Oje," she called. The witch appeared, weak but still full of hate. "You came back to die?" "No," Adeze said. "I came to forgive you." Mama Oje laughed. "Foolish girl." Adeze walked close, tears falling down. "I forgive you for stealing my childhood." As her tears touched the ground, the earth shook. Light burst from the baobab tree. Mama Oje screamed and vanished into dust. Adeze returned to the village. Her stone feet were gone. Her hair still glowed, but no longer bound to her. Ebuka met her at the gate. "You did it," she smiled. "We did it." The village celebrated for 7 days. Drums beat, dancers danced, and Adeze was crowned the guardian of the forest. Adeze used her hair to heal the sick and guide lost travelers. People came from far away to hear her sing. Children played near the river, shouting, "Adeze, sing for us." They laughed and sang, and the air smelled like roses. Mama Oje's name became just a story, but Adeze's name became a legend. Years later, Adaeze married Ebuka. They built a home by the baobab tree, which now bloomed with golden leaves. Their children had no magic, but they had courage. And every night Adaeze sang to the moon. Her voice danced through the forest, across the rivers, telling the world no prison lasts forever, not even the tallest tree. The end.